See, look at this. You can't even walk in there. Too tall of grass. It's crazy. Hey, my name's Tracy. Today I've got to make a pretty tough decision, and I mean, it's not like a life or death situation, but I've got to cut down some blackberry shoots that are growing out of the rows. We've just had so many of them, and I actually sold some yesterday. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll link that right here. But a friend of mine came and he had bought 10 or 8 or 10 plants, something like that. But and he transplanted them to his house, but that still left me with a tremendous amount of plants. The problem is he couldn't take any more because they were just extremely big, and I told him they probably wouldn't survive. Otherwise, I wouldn't have mind giving him a bunch more. But and we haven't had any rain in the last week or so, so the plants or the new shoots haven't really been coming on very much. But my pet peeve with the blackberries is not being able to mow my rows, mow in between of the rows. Otherwise you could get snakes in there, definitely chiggers. And there's nothing worse than picking your blackberries with chiggers getting all over your legs. And so I really like to keep in between the rows nice and kept. And that's kind of a problem for me because every year I've got blackberry shoots that grow up out of the rows. And if I don't have a place to transplant them or if I can't sell them, it's definitely, I lean towards, well, let's just let them be and I'll weed eat around them. Well, the problem is that doesn't happen. And so I try to mow through the row, but then I've got to back out of the row because I've got these blackberry plants that I just left. And last year after I did that, I told myself next year I'm not doing that. So this year I'm at the point where, there's a good probably 20 blackberry plants that need to be out of my way. And I wouldn't mind giving them away, but the thing is they're just going to die. So because they're extremely tall. There's some that are 4 and 5 foot tall, and oh man, I do not want to mow them down, but I have to. It's my only option. So got a brand new pair of loppers here that I bought over the winter. Haven't got to try them out yet. I'm really excited to do so. I wish it was at a different circumstances, but anyway, I'm gonna chop them off at the ground and I'm gonna mow that grass. I've made my decision. So it's time to mow some grass. There's like 6 plants right here. One right there. I do not want to get rid of these, but it's got to be done. That was not easy. It's just so wasteful. This right here is a good gas jug. You can't go to Walmart or any like O'Reilly's or other big box stores and buy a good gas jug these days, because all the gas jugs that they sell have crazy safety functions on them. You can't even get the gas out. It takes you like an hour to get out like an ounce of gas. So this is a race jug. Not sponsored by them. I just think it's an awesome product. Look them up on eBay. Probably 20, 25 bucks. By the way, these loppers are excellent. Sharp loppers definitely help out. I just feel like I just wasted 42 plants. Actually, there was probably 5 or 6 more that I didn't cut that I did run over with the mower. 42 plants, that's a whole nother 80-foot row, or 2 80-foot rows if you space them, you know, further apart. But wow, that's just crazy, man. That blows my mind that I had to do that. But you know what? I won't regret doing it. I'm really going to enjoy mowing in between the rows. Yeah, so anyway, hey, real quick before we get out of here, I want to show you guys something. So all right, so look here, this is just a like a $1 solar light from Walmart. Just the tiniest, junkiest ones you can find. I put them on every fence post, and I have fence posts that are probably 8-9 foot apart in my rows here, and I do it on everyone. This was the last row that I put up, so I don't have them on those posts yet, but on all the others I've got these $1 solar lights. They charge during the day. You know how solar light works. So but anyways, they're really cool, man. And when you know, we live right off the highway. People drive by here, ask me all the time, what in the world are you growing up there, for one, and what are all those lights? And I've told them all sorts of crazy stories. You know, I'm growing blackberries, the type that they get lonely at nighttime. You got to keep those lights on them so they don't get scared. It's a night light. Honestly, I just think they look really cool at nighttime. I'll fly the drone up one of these evenings, or maybe even just drive by down the highway and show you what they look like. But you know, when it's been sunny all day long, and you look out here, and you know, you just see all these lights, and you're like, what in the world is going on? It just looks super cool. And now that we've got 5 rows, it's going to be really lit up. That's just a little something you can do to make things fun around your place. Just go buy a bunch of $1 solar lights and zip tie them to your fence post. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you watching our videos. If there's anything that you would like to see more of on our place, you know, feel free to put it in the comment section below. We've got, we only live on about 3 acres, but it's just off of my grandfather's land that's, you know, a few hundred acres. And we live off of beautiful bluffs. You know, I plan on showing you guys a whole lot this summer, and especially since it's greened out now. You know, all the trees are nice and beautiful. You know, these blackberry plants are super fun to grow. I've probably made into more of a job than I should have. 5 80-foot rows, that's just insane. But you know, we hope to make a little bit of a living out of it. You know, if I could get hooked up with some sort of a good local restaurant or two that's, you know, that makes a lot of pies and desserts and stuff like that, it's totally going to be worth all the labor that we put into it. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people that are trying this homestead thing, whether it's fully off grid or just trying to, you know, make a little supplemental income. You know, whenever you can get into things like blackberry gardening and blueberry growing, you know, there's a U-pick patch around here for blueberries, and I think that lady makes a pretty good living. And with the blackberries are really only producing really heavy about 1 month. So if you had some sort of a U-pick patch at your house and you were open for 1 month, and you can make a tremendous amount of money. You know, that's pretty good. I say organic, but you know, that's almost like a no-no to say if you're not certified organic, which is just a load of mess. But non-sprayed with chemical blackberries around here go for $25 a gallon. That's a lot, but I mean, I'm talking heaping gallon. And best blackberries you ever ate. You know, my neighbor, she tells me she only likes wild blackberries, but I don't think she's had a good tame blackberry. And we used to do the we used to pick wild blackberries. That's kind of what got us into this, was our love for picking blackberries. But you know, you get your hands all cut up from all those thorns, and plus the chiggers were crazy, man. I remember just coming home of an evening and your legs just be full of chiggers and itching for a week, and that is miserable. But so yeah, I'm just keep talking here. So again, thanks for watching. If you got any comments or questions, leave them below. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not yet. There's a handful of homework for you guys to do. So see you on the next video.